sometimes the last game of the season, some of the bubbles.
It looks like there's a bit of a gathering of people who may possibly play trade down.
Oh, okay, because some of the Jamestown people were tailgating out there in center field yesterday. Oh, yeah, okay. Cool. Sure. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Coming to you live from John Stella Field at Brown Park in Omaha, Nebraska, we bring you the final day's action of the 2025 North Star Athletic Association baseball regular season as the home team Bellevue University Bruins take on the visiting Jamestown University's Jimmies. Once again, good afternoon, almost afternoon, a couple minutes before noon Central Time on this beautiful Saturday weekend day here. The Bellevue Bruins sweeping the Jamestown Jimmies yesterday by scores of 2-1 in 10 innings and then winning the nightcap 8-3. The Bruins clinching sole possession of first place in the North Star. Sixth consecutive year the Bruins have finished on top of the regular season in North Star Athletic Association play. So congratulations to head coach Dwayne Monlick, his coaching staff, and players for that honor. That's the 22nd conference championship for the Bruins since 1995 when the Bruins won the NAIA National Championship in baseball. A partly sunny, partly cloudy day. We're expecting more clouds to filter in over the course of the game. Right now the temperature is in the upper 50s. We're looking to add about 10 more degrees on that tally before we get through today's game. Home plate conference between the umpires and the coaches has just concluded. Let's get to the starting lineups for today's conference matchup. For the visiting Jamestown Jimmies and their head coach Tom Hager, leading it off and playing center field will be Chase Burke. Batting second and playing second base will be Alex Alva. The three-hole hitter for the Jimmies is first baseman Ryan Muzalar. The cleanup hitter is the designated hitter Jordan Singleton. Batting fifth and catching is Tristan Madison. Batting sixth, the right fielder Isaiah Roebuck. Batting seventh and playing left field will be Ben Patton. Batting eighth, the shortstop Landon Runge. And batting ninth, a newcomer to the lineup today, third baseman Cy Steele. On the mound for the Jimmies today in game number one, Ryan Radke. Ryan with a 5-2 record overall, a 3.30 earned run average.
Let's meet the starters for Jamestown.
The Jimmies come into today's action at 32-14, 11-7 in second place in the North Star Athletic Association. The North Star Conference winners, the Bellevue University Bruins, 34-13 overall on the season, 17-1 in conference play. Here is head coach Dwayne Monlick's starting lineup for today's first game. Leading off and playing third base will be Scott Hansen. Batting second, the Bellevue first baseman Steven Elsner. The three-hole hitter is the catcher Logan Grant. The Bruins cleanup guy is center fielder Jake Lacey. Batting fifth, the designated hitter Aiden Macaris. Batting sixth, the left fielder Elijah Tanner. Batting seventh and playing right field is Anthony Lind. Batting eighth and playing second base is Balas Buckmaster. And batting ninth, the Bruins shortstop Nick Ravel. On the mound for the Bruins at game one, southpaw Kenji Miller. Kenji a perfect 7-0 record on the year. 3.93 earned run average for Kenji. As you look down on the field, you can see the Jamestown Jimmies lined up on the third base line. Their bright orange uniform jerseys with black and white trim. The Bellevue Bruins in their usual first base dugout. They'll head out onto the field wearing their black jersey tops with purple, gold, and white trim.
The center fielder, number 21, Jake Lacey. The fifth batter is the designated hitter, number 22, Aiden Macaris.
56 degrees right now. The wind today is not very strong, at least right now, out of the east at 12 miles an hour. That means it'll be coming from the right side to the left side. Right now the flagpoles are hanging Out in center field, the flags on the flagpole are not moving very much. We don't expect a very gusty wind today at all, and a combination of clouds and sun today as well. Thanks for joining us again at John Stella Field at Brown Park. John Stella, a longtime baseball guy here in South Omaha, former coach, former player, helped with the reconstruction, renovation of Brown Park, a former minor league baseball player for the San Francisco Giants. Just an all-around good guy. The field was named in his honor back about 7 or 8 years ago. Time now for our national anthem. All right, our national anthem has concluded. Teams will head back to the dugouts. The Bruins will stay on the field and get ready to play defense in the top of the first inning. A nice crowd on hand already today for this doubleheader. Game number 1, a scheduled 7-inning contest unless it goes into extra innings. And then game number 2, a full 9-inning affair. Kenji Miller will toe the rubber for the Bellevue University Bruins. For Kenji, this is his 11th appearance on the season, 9 of them as a starter, a perfect 7-win, no-loss record. He's got 2 complete games under his belt as part of a 52 2/3 innings body of work on the year. 51 hits, 24 runs, 23 of them earned, 62 strikeouts against 11 walks. A great job of getting the ball in the strike zone. Kenji a 3.93 earned run average. Bellevue as a team, the pitching staff has accumulated a 4.73 earned run average on the year. Let's set the Bellevue defense. A little bit different look in the middle infield today. C.J. Townsend not in the starting lineup. He's been suffering from a hamstring injury, so they're going to try to give him a day's rest today. At first base, it'll be Steven Elsner. The second baseman is Balas Buckmaster. The shortstop is Nick Gravel, and Scott Hansen playing third base. Across the outfield, the usual cast of characters out there. Elijah Tanner in left, Jake Lacey in center, and Anthony Lind in right. Behind the dish, Logan Grant, and on the mound, southpaw Kenji Miller. Kenji finishing his warm-up tosses. Kenji, the 6'2 junior from Shoreline, Washington. He'll be facing a University of Jamestown team that has some pretty good offensive statistics, batting .329 on the season as a team. The Bruins pitching staff able to shut down the Jimmies pretty well yesterday, only allowing 4 runs in the doubleheader. Leading it off for the Jimmies, center fielder Chase Burke. First pitch swinging, Nick Gravel handles it behind the mound close to second base. 1 pitch, 1 out, 6-3 on the play in the scorebook. So the Jimmies, first man up, trying to get his way on very aggressively. Jimmies were pretty aggressive with their swings yesterday, didn't get into too many deep counts. Next man up, second baseman Alex Alva. Alva, great defensive game yesterday. He's hitting .341 on the season. Burke, who let things off, .376. That'll go down a tick or two as he grounds out. Miller looks in, gets the signal from his catcher, Grant, delivers a fastball down the first base line. A nice grab behind the bag by Steven Elsner. He'll step on the base and a couple of ground balls for the first 2 outs of today's contest. Stepping to the plate is the North Star Athletic Association Baseball Player of the Week. Ryan Muzalar, the first baseman. Muzalar with a .427 average. That's tops in North Star play amongst the 6 different schools. Miller's first pitch, a little low, ball 1. Again, we invite you to be part of our broadcast, whether you're a Bruin fan or a Jimmy's fan. That pitch up and away, 2-0. Send along a text to me. Let me know who you are, where you are, who you're rooting for, any words you want me to pass along. That number 402-515. Popped out of play, and the ball breaking in on the hands of Muzalar. 402-515-7654. Mick Krupski doing the solo broadcast today. Joined once again by Bill Mullins and Alec Boji up in the press box, working behind the scenes. Alex giving himself a big fist pump. Nice to have a fan club. Down low on that pitch. Micah Mullins in here as well. He's joining us. That's Bill's son. More occupied with the Game Boy than the baseball game, however, in the other direction. Full count to 3-hole hitter Ryan Muzalar. That one's hit well to left field. Elijah Tanner can only watch that one as it lands fair and a home run. A solo home run for Ryan Muzalar gives the Jamestown fans in attendance today something to cheer about early as he sends that one over the left field fence. For Muzalar, that is his 14th home run on the season and RBI number 53. So that will move him back into a tie for the conference lead and runs batted in, along with Logan Grant, each of them with 53 runs batted in.
33, Jordan Singleton.
Jordan Singleton, the designated hitter, is the cleanup hitter for Jamestown. Singleton, .263 batting average on the year. Breaking ball sweeps into the zone, called strike 1. 325 feet down the left and right field foul lines, about 380 feet to straightaway center. The hitting background is behind the fence. Another breaking ball. This one stays low, so if a ball should hit off the hitting background out there in center field, it would be a home run above that yellow line. Fans continuing to come into the ballpark today. Pitch misses away. 2-1 the count. John Stella Field at Brown Park, located at 17th and U Street in Omaha. If you're in the area and want to come out and see some good baseball on a nice spring day, that's where we are. Another breaking ball sweeps wide. The windup and the pitch. That one misses away, so after the solo home run, Jordan Singleton will draw the walk to keep the inning going. For the next batter, the Jimmy's catcher, Tristan Madison. Logan Grant will make a trip out to talk to his southpaw to try to tell him to shake off that long ball, get back to work. That's the 6th home run of the season given up by Kenji in those 52-plus innings. First mound visit of the afternoon. You get 6 mound visits in total during the course of the game. Any more than that, you have to automatically remove your pitcher.
Now batting the catcher, number 5, Tristan Madison.
Singleton will get his lead off of first base. He'll probably keep it short with the left-handed move of Miller as Madison awaits the first pitch. Breaking ball, chop foul. Got a few texts in the queue already. Thanks, everybody. The hold and the pitch. Just off the outside edge, 1-1 to count. Again, the short lead at first by Singleton. The hold. Breaking ball off the hands, but with enough on it to get it out in left field. Elijah Tanner has to play it on a hop. So after the first 2 were retired, home run, walk, and single. The next 3 get on base. Courtesy runner coming in for the Jimmies. That will be number 17, Dallas Cummins. So he'll take over at first base. He did those running duties yesterday as well.
Now stepping to bat, right fielder number 11, Isaiah Roebuck.
So home plate umpire Brandon Dislagi will get that noted in his scorecard, and we're back to the action. Right fielder Isaiah Roebuck steps in. Roebuck, another guy with a solid batting average, .358. He's enjoyed a good year. Was held in check yesterday. Tries to bunt his way on, takes a called strike at the top of the zone. 2 on, 2 out, 1 across in the top of the first inning. The Jimmies plated a run in the first game of yesterday's doubleheader as well, but that was the only one they got in the 10-inning affair won by the Bruins 2-1. Chopper to the left side. Scott Hansen cuts it off. The toss to Balas Buckmaster a second, and the side is retired on the fielder's choice. For the Jimmies, 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 men left on base. After a half, it's the Jimmies 1 and the Bellevue Bruins coming to bat. All right, let's get to some text messages here. We got to start it off with Bill and Pam. Baby, let's go Bruins. Bill and Pam are here today. Hope the sun stays out and the bats get going. Have a great day, Mick. Well, thank you. Had a little visit with Bill and Pam earlier today. So CJ not in the starting lineup today. As I mentioned, he's nursing a sore hamstring. So hopefully he'll be able to take a day off and maybe visit with mom and dad for a little bit between games. The Runge family listening in Placentia, California. Say, let's go Jimmies. The Jimmy Shortstop family, glad you're with us today from California. And from Alaska, our northernmost fan, the Alaska Fan Club, is online for the final games of the season. Thank you to Buck. Russell Buckmaster, Blas's grandpa, always listening in on the Bruins Sports Network. Again, that number, if you want to join us, 402-515-7654. Here's the Jamestown lineup. Across the infield, Ryan Muzalar at first base, Alex Alva, the second baseman, Landon Runge, the shortstop. Third baseman today is Cy Steele. Across the outfield, Ben Patton back in left, Chase Burke in center, and the right fielder is Isaiah Roebuck. The battery for the Jimmies behind the plate is Tristan Madison, and on the mound is right-hander Ryan Radke. Radke, a 5-2 record on the year. A 3.30 earned run average. This is his 11th appearance, 10 of them as a starter. He has 2 complete games, 46 in the third innings. He's allowed 40 hits, only 18 runs, 17 of them earned. Has struck out 49 and walked 16. Leading it off for the home team Bruins, third baseman Scott Hansen. Scott hitting .337 for the Bellevue Bruins. Struggled in yesterday's doubleheader, but you don't feel quite so badly if your team wins both games. So Scott awaits the first pitch from Ryan Radke. It misses outside. Mostly sunny right now, a few cumulus clouds drifting overhead as Radke goes into his windup. That one's hit to the right side. Roebuck, a couple of steps to his right, and Isaiah Roebuck will make the catch for the first out in the bottom of the first inning. Next up for the Bruins, first baseman Steven Elsner. The Bruins as a team hitting .316, averaging 8.3 runs per game. Elsner the leader in several offensive categories for the Bruins, including batting average at .380. First pitch swinging, and that'll go up as he drives that one into left center field. Oh, Steven with a good start on the afternoon. That'll bring up the Bruin catcher, the 3-hole hitter, Logan Grant. Logan, .333 on the season.
Now batting the catcher, number 10.
53 runs batted in for Logan Grant on the year. That ties him with Steven Elsner for the team lead. Left-handed batting catcher awaits the pitch from Radke. First pitch swinging on a breaking ball, comes up empty. The trees that ring John Stella Field at Brown Park starting to leaf out now, a much more greener place as the spring turns into summer. That breaking ball stays upstairs. Logan, an NAIA All-American last year, now in his third year as a Bellevue Bruin. Congratulations to Logan. Last week he went over the 200 mark in career hits at Bellevue. That might have been a knuckleball, buckball, or a changeup. It had some movement downward. So Radke gets ahead 1-2. Both Logan Grant and Jake Lacey went over the 200 mark in career hits. Both of them 3-year members of the Bruins squad. Jake, the man on deck, as Grant fouls that one off up the right side. Quick look down to head coach Dwayne Monlux in that third base coaching box. Assistant coach Richie Moore down the first base side. Radke comes set just above the belt and delivers home. Fouled out of play the opposite way. Logan had a couple of hits yesterday. Got the Bruins' first run batted in game number 1. Short lead at first by Elsner. That one's hit right at the second baseman. Alva to Runge and over to first in time. The 4-6-3 double play turned by the middle infielders. And the inning comes to an end. No runs on one hit. There were no errors and nobody left on base. One inning in the book. It's the Jimmies 1 and the Bruins nothing. 7 innings scheduled for game number 1. Final day of the North Star Athletic Association baseball regular season. And some of the Bellevue University baseball alumni are gathering here today. They oftentimes do that, the final game of the regular season, to tell old war stories and visit, drink a few pops or whatever out in the parking lot, and wander in and wish good luck to the current version of the Bellevue Bruins. Kenji Miller back to the mound for inning number 2. That's the 24th double play that the Bruins have hit into this year. In this now their 48th game of the season. So a pretty good percentage. Bruins, some pretty good speed on the base paths, unless that's a hard hit ball, as the case in that last one. All right, let's get ready for the top of the second inning. Starting it off for the Jimmies, left fielder Ben Patton.
Left fielder, number 18, Ben Patton.
First pitch from Miller. On the knees, called strike 1. Kenji, one of the few Bruin pitchers that does still use the windup with nobody on base. That one's foul out of play right side, so Miller gets ahead 0-2 on Ben Patton. Patton got the start in yesterday's second game, a pinch hit appearance in game number 1. He's hitting .352 on the year for the Jimmies. That pitch sails up 1-2. Down low, Patton lays off that tempting looking pitch. Count now at 2-2. On the inside, Black. The strike called. The first strike out of the game for Kenji Miller. Gets Ben Patton looking right on that inside edge of the plate. Good movement. Here's the shortstop, Landon Runge. Again, hello to his family out in Placentia, California. Runge hitting just above the 300 mark. By just above, I mean just that. 301 his batting average on the season. Popped up right side of the infield. Buckmaster and Elsner both going forward. It'll be Steven who will make the call and the catch just inside the chalk line going down the right field line. So just as in inning number 1, the first 2 men are retired. That'll bring to the plate the 9-hole hitter, third baseman Cy Steele. Steele did not play in yesterday's doubleheader. Steele hitting 174 on the year. First pitch in the zone, a strike from Kenji Miller. Nice breaking ball there. 0-2. Miller, a variety of pitches, a variety of different speeds. Tries to bury that one down low. Grant smothers it, but now 1-2 the count. Supposed to be about 10 degrees warmer today than it was yesterday. That one's fouled up the third base line. Karam off the net. Nice play by head coach Tom Hager. Again, a 1-2 pitch. Chopped on the ground. That one's going to get in the hole. Knocked down by Nick Gravel. Just save that one. Nothing you're going to do with that. So Cy Steele, an infield single to keep the inning alive. And we'll turn the lineup back to the top of the order for center fielder Chase Burke. I apologize. I think I called Chase Chris a couple of times in yesterday's broadcast. Can't read my own writing.
Now batting the center fielder, number 3, Chase Burke.
Burke grounded out to short his first time up today. First pitch just off the outside edge. Kenji comes set at about the letters and delivers home. Line foul down the first base side, out of play. Again, the set and the pitch home. On the outside, Black. Miller gets that call. Gets ahead in the count, 1-2. The bright orange jerseys look a little bit brighter today with that sunshine shining down on them. Swing and a miss to strike out. Retires the side. Second strikeout of the inning, second strikeout of the game for Kenji Miller. No runs on one hit. No errors and 1 man left on base after 1.5. It's the Jimmies 1 and the Bruins nothing. The radio station in Jamestown, North Dakota, also covering today's game. Hello to Dave. He's just outside on the patio of the press box here at John Stella Field at Brown Park. So some of you may be watching online on our YouTube channel and listening to him on the Jamestown radio station. We're glad you're along for the ride on this Saturday afternoon. You can also use that YouTube channel to find all the games that we've covered throughout this 2025 season. Just go to the Bellevue page and do a little searching. You'll eventually find us along the way. Ryan Radke back to the mound for his second inning of work. Radke, a big guy, 6'3" senior out of Albany, California. In other North Star Athletic Association action this weekend, Dickinson State and Valley City State are playing. Dakota State and Mayville State also playing. So after today's action across the diamond, we'll be able to tell you a little bit more about the upcoming North Star Athletic Association tournament, which will take place in Dickinson, North Dakota. That begins next week, beginning on May 1st. Here's center fielder Jake Lacey to start off the bottom of the second inning. Again, kudos to Jake for his 200 hits in his Bellevue career. That was achieved last week. First pitch swinging into the hole, backhanded there by Rupp. Nope, it gets through. Wouldn't have had a play anyway, so Jake Lacey picks up the second hit of the game for the Bruins with that chopper that found the hole between 5 and 6. So the leadoff man on board. Next to the plate, designated hitter, Aiden Macaras. Aiden had a game yesterday in the second game of the doubleheader. 2 home runs in a double, 4 runs batted in as part of his effort in that one. On the year, Macaras hitting .327. Fastball called strike. Both batter and runner look down to head coach Dwayne Monlux. I tell myself every year, ask coach what his signals are, and every year I forget to do that until I start broadcasting. So here's the 0-1 pitch. On the outside, Black, another called strike, 0-2.
And that last hit by Lacey moves him 4th all time.
That last hit by Jake Lacey moves him to 4th all time on the BU career hits list. 208 hits in his 3-year Bellevue career. That fastball misses outside on a chase pitch that Aiden lays off. Do you have the 3 guys ahead of him, Bill?
I do. Riley Bosch.
Riley Bosch,
Tim Stutheit.
Tim Studheit, and Kevin Bradicek are the 3 ahead of Jake.
Logan's at 206.
And Logan right behind at 206. So a couple of guys with a chance to maybe move up even further. Bounce to the plate, blocked out by the catcher, but it gets away, and that will allow Jake Lacey to head down to second on the wild pitch. Madison did all he could to try to keep that in front, but the motion of the ball took it to his right-hand side, squirting away. So now a runner in scoring position for Aiden Macaras. Aiden's job here is to either knock him home or try to advance him. Madison sets up right behind the dish. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. The strikeout is the first of the afternoon for Ryan Radke. That'll bring to the plate Bellevue left fielder Elijah Tanner.
Now batting the left fielder, number 9, Elijah Tanner.
Elijah also went yard yesterday. His 2-run home run in the second game, part of that 8-3 victory for the Bruins. Tanner hitting .305 on the year. Radke looks the runner to second and delivers home. Strike call on the knees, outer half. First year as a Bellevue Bruin for Elijah. Awaits the next pitch. Down low, 1-1. These teams very similar in all the main statistical categories. Pickoff play at second. Lacey back in time. Jamestown batting .329 as a team. Bellevue .316. Bellevue a .976 fielding percentage. .970 for Jamestown. Earned run average, .444 for Jamestown, .473 for Bellevue. Runner goes at third. A great jump by Jake as he slides head first into second without a throw. So Lacey picks up the stolen base for Jake. That is bag number 10 on the season. Only been thrown out once. So 90 feet away. Jamestown will keep their infield at regular depth. So Elijah looking to make contact maybe towards the center of the field. Fouls that one out of play right side. Nice crowd of Jamestown fans on hand today making the trip down. Jamestown located east central North Dakota. You're looking at an 8 or 9 hour drive, I guess, from there to here. Interstate 90 to Interstate 29 and come on south. Tanner awaits with the 1-2 count. Chopper to short. That'll score the run. Runge makes the catch and the throw across the diamond. Records the out. But Elijah Tanner will get credit for the first run batted in of the afternoon as Jake Lacey scores. So the wild pitch and stolen base move Jake up to third. And we're tied at 1.
Now batting the right fielder, number 17, Anthony.
Here's right fielder Anthony Lind. Anthony hitting .295. Got off to kind of a slow start. His batting average has gone upwards throughout this second half of the season. Looks at a called strike on that first pitch from Ryan Radke. Foul out of play right side, 0-2. Fourth year as a Bellevue Bruin, but his first year a redshirt year. So he has one more year of eligibility. Bounce to the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. The only disadvantage of a sunny day, it makes the scoreboard harder to read from our vantage point, but we'll take the sun. Way wide, 2-2. We got about 2.5 inches of rain on Thursday night, so we probably would not have been able to play yesterday on a regular field, but this field turf field available as soon as the rain stopped. Talking about more rain later tonight as well. Lynn hits that one to the right side. Isaiah Roebuck, the right fielder, tracks that one down and makes the catch to retire the side. The Bruins pick up 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left on base. 2 innings in the book. We're scored. We're tied. The Bruins won and the Jimmies won. Keep it right here all afternoon long on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Thanks to my son Mickey for helping out with the broadcast yesterday. It was always fun to work with him. He's got a gig down in Lincoln today. He'll be working the video broadcast on the camera for the University of Nebraska volleyball spring game. They're playing Kansas, I think. Top of the third inning upcoming for the University of Jamestown Jimmies. It'll be the 2, 3, 4 part of the order. Alex Alva, Ryan Muzalar, and Jordan Singleton. Alex Alva steps in to lead off the inning, the second baseman.
Leading off for the Jimmies, the second baseman, number 4, Alex Alva.
A senior out of Littleton, Colorado. Lefty-lefty matchup, a breaking ball in the zone, strike 1 called. Strike 2 called, another breaking ball, this time over the inner half of the plate. Alva grounded out to first base, his first time up today. Trying to hit that outside edge, a little bit too far outside, now 1-2. Another breaking ball, fouled back to the net. Count remains 1-2. More and more people coming in today. Fans of both schools. Jamestown up the third base side of the field. Bellevue up the first base side. Comebacker up the middle, and that one will get through. So Alex Alva turns that one around from where it came. And his hit is now the 4th hit of the game for the Jimmies. Leadoff man on. For the first time today for the Jimmies, that'll bring to the plate first baseman Ryan Muzalar. Muzalar, that solo home run, his first time up today. He was kept pretty much in check yesterday by the Bruin pitchers. Strike call, fastball on the outside corner. Nice location from Kenji Miller. Muzalar's first inning home run just inside the left field foul pole. Grant sets up on the outer half of the plate. That's where the pitch goes. Hit well to center field. Jake Lacey turns around, runs a couple of steps, then reorients. Nice job of getting back on that one by Jake for the first out of the inning. Alex Alva will have to return to first base. So 1 on, 1 out for the cleanup man, Jordan Singleton. Singleton DH'd in yesterday's first game and then caught the second. Let's see if Jamestown does the same thing today as he traded spots with Tristan Madison. A little groundskeeping with his spikes, readjusting the pebbles. That one sliced foul opposite way. Another lefty-lefty matchup here. Bruins with a couple of lefty pitchers on the roster. Pickoff move at first, the runner goes. Elsner throws to second, and the throw is in time to retire Alex Alva. Good move by that lefty, Kenji Miller. Score that one 1-3-6 for the second out of the inning. So now bases are empty for Jordan Singleton. Breaking ball misses away. 1-1 the count on the DH, Jordan Singleton. Now 2-1, a battle of Washington natives. Kenji Miller on the mound out of Shoreline, Washington. Jordan Singleton at the plate out of East Wenatchee, Washington. There's a fastball down the heart of the plate. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That breaking ball misses down low. Grant makes the block. Logan Grant, another one of the Bellevue Bruins who are playing injured. He got whacked in the jaw on a pitch that came up on him a couple of games ago. He's got a cracked tooth. And a strike 3 called. Singleton tried to sell it on his way to first base, but it had a good chunk of the outside part of the plate. Third strikeout of the game for Kenji Miller. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. After 2.5, 1-1 our score. The Bruins and the Jimmies. Jimmy head coach Tom Hager having words with home plate umpire Brandon Islagi. We saw him do that yesterday multiple times on pitches. He's very gentlemanly about his arguing, but didn't like the last call. Looked like he got a pretty good chunk of the outside corner. As we get ready for the Bruins in the bottom of the third, it'll be Buckmaster, Gravel, and then the top of the order for the home team. Hey, Dave. Women's basketball coach Dave Denley joining us in our broadcast position.
Not to broadcast.
Not to broadcast, just to watch the ball game. So kudos to him and his staff for a 2025 season. Not always the results that you wanted in every game, but a better season.
Yes.
Working hard for recruiting to get some new additions to the Bruins squad this year. You graduated 4 or 5? 6. I ran out of fingers, so I got lost there. So enjoying the brand new Bellevue University Fieldhouse. Got a couple of games played in there at the end of last season, and the official open house to dedicate it took place on Wednesday with Bellevue President Dr. Mary Hawkins and several other local dignitaries on hand to cut the ribbon. Leading it off in the bottom of the third inning, here you go, Buck, pay attention. It's your grandson, Balas Buckmaster, getting the start at second base today. Balas was sick yesterday, didn't play, but he looks like he's well enough today to get back into the lineup in that second base position. Has a big turn on that one, but it's going to carry well foul up into the trees down by the entrance gate to John Stella Field. Blass hitting over 500 in North Star play this year. Some pinch hit duties, also some at-bats in that second base position where he is at today. Fouls that one over the top of the press box, 0-2. Blass hitting .351 on the season. His fourth different school during his college career. Lays off that high fastball. They'll appeal to first. They say no swing, 1-2 the count. Including fellow North Star school, Dickinson State. Played there in 2023. He'll be late. Breaking ball. Strike 3 call. Gets the curveball dropping into the zone. The second strikeout of the game for starting pitcher Ryan Radke.
Now batting the shortstop, number 14, Nick Gravel.
Here's the Bruins shortstop, Nick Gravel. Gravel sliding over to that 6th spot defensively. Played most of his season at second base. First pitch, strike called. Gravel hitting .241. His bats become more lively here as of late. Lays off that high pitch. 1-1 the count. Ryan Radke working with pretty good pace. Both pitchers not wasting a lot of time in between pitches. That one drops low, 2-1. Radke with that glove right up in front of his face when he gets the sign, begins the windup, and again misses upstairs. Hitters count for Gravel. Second year as a Bellevue Bruin. Strike call, outer half. Count runs full. Good location on that pitch from Radke. Bruins have had a base runner on, at least one in each of the first couple of innings. As have the Jimmies. That one is upstairs, so the streak will continue. As Nick Gravel becomes the one-out base runner, the Bruins will turn it over to the top of the order. Here's third baseman Scott Hansen.
Now batting the third baseman, number 4, Scott Hansen.
Pretty good wheels on the base and at home plate in Gravel and Hansen. Let's see if Dwayne Monlichs may try a steal or a hit and run. Maybe not on the first pitch. Big gap again on the right side of the field. Breaking ball comes into the zone for strike 1 call. Good movement on that breaking ball from Ryan Radke, down and away from the right-handed batters. Second baseman Alex Alva shading over to the second base bag. First baseman Ryan Muselar holding on the runner at first, so there's a big gap on that right side. And jumping around at first base. But the pitch comes home, missing. Gravel really like a jackrabbit hopping around at first base, trying to distract Radke. For a second, I thought he was going to steal, but then he held and came back. Fouled out of play. 1-2 the count on the Bruin third baseman. Scott looking for his first hit of the weekend. This would be a good time to get it. Throw over to first base. Gravel back easily. The set at the letters. And again, the throw to first. Gravel with his lead, that front foot right on the cutout between the green and the brown of the field turf. And maybe extends it another couple of inches this time. Chopper to third. Pick there. The throw will be across the diamond, however. Not to second base, so Gravel will advance. Scott Hansen retired 5-3. Third baseman Cy Steele with that short hop pickup
Now batting.
Thought his only play was to first, so he took it for the second out of the inning, but a runner in scoring position for first baseman Steven Elsner. Steven a single his first time up. First hit of the game for the Bruins, but first a mound visit from Tom Hager. Wants to remind his pitcher of the power threat that Elsner provides. First mound visit for the Jimmies. We saw several mound visits, several offensive conferences throughout the course of yesterday's doubleheaders. Yes, Elsner waits patiently. Bunch of old Bellevue baseball guys when you walked in. Is that the crew out there? There we go. So Dave confirms that
a bunch of Joe Floro and all those guys are down there.
former coach Joe Former, former player and former coach Joe Forel. He served in both of those capacities back in the 80s, I guess that would be, as Elsner will be intentionally walked. So runners will be at first and second. That's the third intentional walk of the weekend. Jake Lacey got a couple of them yesterday. And that'll bring to the plate Logan Grant. So it's kind of a pick your poison situation here for the Jimmies. Power from Elsner, power from Grant. And Logan steps in. Logan hit into a double play his first time up. Bruin runners get their lead. Logan, first pitch swinging, fouls it out of play. Logan with 53 runs batted in, 16 home runs, 9 doubles, 59 hits in total in the Bruins' 47 games. Logan has played in every single game for Bellevue, most of them behind the dish. The base runner at second, Nick Ravel's trying to signal into Logan that he had the signals, but maybe tried to signal too much as the catcher, Tristan Madison, will go out to talk to his pitcher and shortstop to change the signals. I'm laughing because Nick was out there just shaking his arm, giving the motion of a curveball coming to Logan. And when you give signals, you can't be quite that obvious, so the other team will pick up with it that you've got them. So now they'll change the signal sequence. And that'll be the second mound visit. You get 6 mound visits before you run out of them and have to pull your pitcher. So already 2 for the Jimmies. As Logan Grant patiently waiting. The senior out of Chestermere, Alberta, Canada. Low and in, 1-1 to count. Again, thanks to Logan for all of his great work over the last couple of years, serving as the camera guy for our broadcast for volleyball and basketball. Chloe Cloud also helping out in that capacity. And again, the throw to second base. So a couple of disengagements in this at-bat. Shortstop Landon runs, trying to keep the runner close at second. Popped up with 2 outs. It's runs to shortstop, looking for it to come down, and it comes into his glove, and the side is retired. A sky-high fly ball.
No runs and no hits for the Bruins in the
No runs on no hits. There were no errors and 2 base runners, both of them reaching on walks, left on base. After 3 complete, our score remains the Bellevue Bruins 1 and the Jamestown Jimmies 1. So the Bruins leave 2 in that inning. The Jimmies have left 3 through their first 3 at-bats. I mentioned East Wenatchee, Washington, the hometown of starting pitcher Ryan Radke. Well, Russell Buckmaster says he was born and raised 30 miles from there. So small world between Washington and Alaska. Oops, there we are, 57 degrees here and mostly sunny. We've got some clouds in the neighborhood, but hopefully the sun will visit us throughout the course of most of this game. Battle between southpaw Kenji Miller and right-hander Ryan Radke is tied at 1-all. Reminiscent of yesterday's first game of the doubleheader, where the Jimmies scored first. The Bruins came back to tie. And then we played a long time without anybody scoring any runs. The Bruins winning it 2-1 in 10 innings on an Anthony Lynn suicide squeeze bunt. Middle part of the Jamestown order in the top of the fourth inning. 5-hole hitter Tristan Madison, the catcher, will lead things off.
The catcher, number 5, Tristan Madison.
Madison singled his first time up today. First pitch swinging, grounded to Bellevue Buckmaster at second. Makes the play. There we go. For the first out of the inning, 4-3. Dave's playing with my dials over there. That didn't sound too good. Next up, right fielder Isaiah Roebuck.
Now batting the right fielder, number 11.
Hit into a fielder's choice his first time up today. First pitch from Kenji misses away. Roebuck came into this weekend series amongst the leaders in batting average in the North Star Athletic Association, hitting .358 currently. That's in 8th place in conference. Ahead in the count here against Kenji. That fastball gets the outer half, now 2-1. Hit in the air to center field. Jake Lacey waiting out there, a couple steps to his right. And he'll put it away for the second out of the inning. So 2 up, 2 down. That's been the case to start 3 of the first 4 innings for the Jimmies. Here's left fielder Ben Patton. Patton, a strikeout victim, his first time up today. Popped up, aggressively swinging on the first pitch. Who's going to take charge of this one? Looks like Bellevue Buckmaster will call it. Second baseman ranging far to his right to make the play. I think Nick Gravel is having some trouble with the sun, so the second baseman with a better angle went a long way to get it, and the side is retired in order. After 3.5, 1-1, our score remains Bruins and Jimmies playing on the final day of the 2025 North Star regular season. With the sun out today, you saw a good example there. The sun field right now is the left side of the field. Left fielder, shortstop are looking up into the sun, so Bellevue Buckmaster, a nice play there to help out his shortstop. As the day progresses, the sun field will move around towards center field as we get near the beginning of the second game of the doubleheader, and as the day concludes, right field becomes the sun field. We're looking from home to pitcher's mound in a northeasterly direction, the traditional way you lay out a baseball field. Ryan Radke back now for his 4th inning of work. Because of the way the sun is, this is the least way. You lay it out this way toward the northeast, or the way TD Ameritrade is downtown, you lay it out the opposite direction, but the southpaw is always throwing with his arm in a southerly direction. Really? That makes sense? Yes. Okay. That's how it started way back. That's how southpaws became known as southpaws.
Because of
the way the fields are laid out. So we'll have to keep that in mind when they lay out the new baseball field for Bellevue University, which will be the Bruins' new home, hopefully beginning next spring. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Center fielder Jake Lacey will lead things off. Lacey singled and scored the first run of the day for the Bruins. His first time up, swings through a breaking ball. Yeah, you never want the sun in the batter's eyes. Technically, Don Roddy Field is laid out incorrectly in Bellevue, but they laid it out that way to take advantage of the hill to build the grandstand into. So if you play a Don Roddy in the summertime, the batter is looking at the setting sun behind the pitcher, which is no fun. Here's the wind and the pitch from Radke. Chopped hard and through. Jake Lacey, a couple of hits in his first 2 at-bats today. He's the leadoff man once again on first base. 209th base hit in the career of Jake Lacey.
Now batting the designated.
Here's Aiden Macaris. Macaris, a strikeout victim, his first time up today after a 2-homer day yesterday in game 2 of the doubleheader. Breaking ball, that's hit right at the shortstop. Runge will go to second for 1, over to first base. That's not in time. So a fielder's choice for Macaris will put him at first. Lacey retired 6-4 on the play at second base. Kind of hit off the end of the bat, so didn't have a lot of crispness off the bat, which didn't get the Jimmies to turn their second double play of the day. 1 on, 1 out for left fielder Elijah Tanner. Breaking ball in the zone. Radke working ahead. 1 run in the first for Jamestown, 1 run in the second for the Bruins. We're now in the bottom of the 4th inning. Again, game 1, a scheduled 7-inning contest. That one's hit well to right field. However, Roebuck has a beat on it, and he'll make the catch. He'll try to throw to first base to double off Macaris, but the throw too late that way. Nice running catch in right field by Roebuck. Anthony Lynn, the next Bruin batter, the Bruin right fielder. Well, Roebuck has been busy out in right field, already 3 putouts on catches in the first 4 innings. A catch in the first, the second, and the 4th. Way wide, ball 1. Upstairs, 2-0. Final year in the North Star Athletic Association for all 6 of the current schools. Final year in the NAIA for the University of Jamestown. They are transitioning to the Division II level of the NCAA. They were original members of the North Star. Then they left to join the GPAC, the Great Plains Athletic Conference. Now back to the North Star for 1 final year. Strike call, 2-1 to count. Aiden Macaris at first, Anthony Lynn at the plate. Pretty good lead by Macaris at first. Line down the right field line, but that's going to tail foul. Just like my golf shots. Four hits for the Jimmies to this point, 3 hits for the Bruins, only 1 run apiece. No errors on either squad. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, fouled back. Macaris on the run that time. Macaris does have 3 stolen bases. In fact, a perfect 3 for 3. Radke comes set. Line foul once again. Anthony Lynn protecting the plate. Brandon Dislagi needs some more baseballs. And we're back to the action. Runner goes on the 2-2 pitch, bounced outside. And Madison will not have a throw. So the 4th stolen base of the season for Aiden Macris puts him in scoring position. Now a base hit can score him as the count goes full. Radke gets a long look in for the signal from Tristan Madison. Now he's got the one he wants. And that misses wide. Anthony Lynn will draw the walk to put runners at first and second with 2 away and bring up the Bruins second baseman, Bolas Buckmaster.
Now batting the second baseman, number 24, Bolas Buckmaster.
Bolas, a strikeout victim his first time up. 1 of 2 Ks for pitcher Ryan Radke. Bolas would love to deliver right here. Under the weather yesterday, but back in action today. Lays off the first pitch, but it's in the zone. Strike 1 called. Not what he was looking for, but a good movement on the slow curve from Radke. Runner goes from third and for third, but it's fouled out of play. A good jump there by Aiden Macris, the trailing runner Lind, also on the move that time. Count goes to 0-2 on the Bruins second baseman. Bruins trying to get a lead for the first time today. It was 1-0 advantage Jamestown, now 1-1. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss. Bolas chased a high fastball. He goes down swinging to retire the side. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 men left on base. Second consecutive inning. The Bruins have left a pair on base. 4 innings in the book. 1-1 our score in this contest from John Stella Field at Brown Park. My old stomping grounds back as a kid. Played many a ball game here. Pickup games and organized baseball as well. Field did not look exactly like this, however, back in 1960 whatever, or 1970 whatever. My first job was right here at Brown Park. There used to be a concession stand, the old Quonset hut that was behind the third base dugout. When I was in 6th grade, Ray Mayer, the caretaker of Brown Park, used to have a live-in caretaker here. And he ran a concession stand, so many a bag of popcorn and bottle of Crystal Band beverage. Licorice, good and plenties, salt and nut rolls. Whatever you call those little bit of candies that were on a roll of paper. You're too young to probably even remember that. It was just like a long roll of skinny paper, and there were like 3 dots across, and they just went, it's like a receipt, cashier receipt, but it had candy on it, and you just had to lick the candy off the paper. Oh, yeah, I'm too far back in time. Here's Landon Runge to lead off the top of the 5th inning. Strike 1 call on the pitch from Kenji Miller. There you go. Yeah, we had to fight the dinosaurs off the field before we could play on it down here. Runge shows bunt, takes a pitch low, 1-1. No, yeah. We would meet every afternoon down here, just as however many kids would want to come down. Sometimes we'd play with 6, sometimes we'd have a dozen.
Famous movie, The Sandlot.
Yeah, like The Sandlot, exactly right. Nice breaking ball, tied up. Runge on that swing, got a little piece of it.
We do the same thing.
1-2 the count on the Jimmy shortstop. As I trip down memory lane.
Didn't have enough, you just used Ghost Run.
Yep. Right field be closed if we didn't have enough. That one's hit to right field. Down the line, Anthony Lynn giving chase. It's tailing, and it'll drop in foul territory outside of our camera view. We can't give you exactly from foul pole to foul pole because the camera's lens is not quite wide enough to do that, so we try to give as much as we can, covering from first to third base and everything straight away center field. Count remains 1-2 on Runge. Again, hi to his family out in the Golden State listening in. That pitch, they say he made this attempt on the swing. The strikeout is the first out of the inning. 1, 2, 3, 4 strikeouts now for Kenji Miller. As third baseman Cy Steele steps to the plate. He singled his first time up today. Ricky Okamoto got the start at third base yesterday. Played both ends of the doubleheader. Steele getting the start today in game number 1. Outside fastball on the first pitch. Second pitch on its way. That one's hit to center field. Jake Lacey going back and to his right, and he'll glove it for the second out of the inning. Oh, Jake Lacey has been pretty busy out in center field for the Bruins. That's his third put out of the game. Back to the top of the order, third time through for the Jimmies, center fielder Chase Burke. Burke 0 for 2 today. Strike one. 7 guys for Jamestown hitting above the 300 mark on the season. Line foul down the first base side, heads up down there. Burke, one of them, 376 coming into today's action. The last Buckmaster will track that one down as it caromed back out onto the field of play. Little in tight on the pitch to Burke. Burke, as we mentioned yesterday, one of those guys that's right up on top of the plate. And got just a couple of inches between the toe of his shoe and the home plate area. That breaking ball bores into the zone. Logan Grant will catch it, apply the tag on the hop. And the strikeout, the 5th of the game. 2 in this inning, along with 2 in the second inning for starting pitcher Kenji Miller. Both pitchers are doing a good job today once again. A 3 up, 3 down, top of the 5th inning. For the Bruins, it'll be the 9-1-2 part of the order as we get ready for the bottom of the 5th upcoming. Again, that text message number, if you want to send along your greetings today and play along with me, 402-515-7654. We said happy birthday to Bruce the Bruin yesterday, the mascot for Bellevue University. Happy birthday to my daughter's dog today. He turns 9 years old, went to the doggy park and got a treat. Exciting action happening all over Omaha today.
Neither have I, so I'm just as good as he is, right? Is that how that works? It's awesome.
I thought the Steelers were going to take him.
Thank you very much. Somebody just texted in after my last discussion of candy on a paper. Candy buttons. Deb Baumert from Gillette, Wyoming.
I completely don't.
Looked it up. You remember it? Okay, so a few of the younger guys here remember it too, and yes, she's not that old, just looked it up. Deb Baumert in Gillette, Wyoming. Grayson Sargent's grandma. Go Jimmy, she says as well, so thank you for that. You could buy it by however much you wanted. You can say, give me a foot. Yeah, and you just scissor it off. You give me 2 feet of candy buttons.
And you'd end up eating a lot of paper.
Yeah.
Delicious.
That's
High five.
yeah, high fiber because, yeah, you're licking half the paper off of it trying to get the candy.
Pinch hitting for the Bruins, number 25, Jordan.
Leading off the bottom of the 5th inning, pinch hitting for the Bruins, Jordan Brandenburg will hit in Nick Ravel's spot. Jordan has been the pinch hitter extraordinaire for the Bruins over the last month or so. Takes a swing, but comes up empty on the breaking ball from Ryan Radke. Jordan hitting .344, but 5 for 7 in pinch hit opportunities in the North Star. Change up. 0-2 the count. Excuse me, 1-2 the count. Jordan, a San Carlos, California native, awaits the next offering. Lays off that pitch down low, 2-2. Brandenburg has some pop in his bat as well. 3 home runs on the season for Jordan. That curveball chopped to third base. So do or die grab over there by the third baseman, Cy Steele. Ball found glove on that one as he robs Brandenburg of a base hit. 5-3 on that play made by Cy Steele. We've seen some good defensive efforts throughout this series. The Bruins back to the top of the order. Third baseman Scott Hansen looking for his first hit. And that's where it's going to be. Goes opposite way. A little jam job right off the hands, but it found a good spot. And the Bruins have another runner on. Bellevue has had a runner on in each of the first 5 innings. Only one has crossed home plate, however.
First baseman, number 36.
Here's first baseman Steven Elsner. Elsner, a single and a walk, so he's been on base twice today. Opportunity for the Bruins here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Chopper to third again. Steele sticks the glove out. The throw to second base, and the 5-4-3 around the horn double play completed. Second double play of the afternoon by the Jimmies defense. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left on base. 5 innings in the book. And as we said yesterday, at this point, we're tied 1-1. So Cy Steele showing off a little Brooks Robinson there, another old guy that I make reference to at that third base bag, but a couple of assists in that inning. Two innings remaining in this 7-inning game, or perhaps more, as we discovered yesterday. And we'll have Nick Gravel will re-enter the game for the Bruins at shortstop after Jordan Brandenburg came in for the pinch hit opportunity. .65 pitches thus far for Kenji Miller. That's better than what you would expect through the first 5 innings. The fewer the better, obviously, but if you can keep them at 12 to 15 per inning, that's kind of the benchmark that most pitching coaches will use. Kenji with a couple of strikeouts in the last inning. 5 on the game. He'll be looking at the 2-3-4 part of the Jamestown order in the top of the 6th inning. Second baseman Alex Alva will lead things off. Chopper on the first pitch. Steven Elsner has to backtrack a little bit to get a good hop. And then it's a foot race between Miller and Alva to the bag. Kenji wins it 3-1 on the putout. Good job by Kenji. Obviously, any ball hit to the right side of the infield, pitchers work on getting off the mound and getting over to cover the bag. Elsner with a good toss as well. Here's the 1 run produced by the Jimmies today. First baseman Ryan Muzalar takes a look at strike 1 call on a changeup from Kenji. That pitch low and away, 1-1 the count. A first inning solo home run off the bat of Ryan Muzalar. That one's hit into the gap into left center field. Let's see if the Bruins can hold him to a single or if it's going to be a double. It'll definitely be a double as Ryan Muzalar with 2 extra base hits gets himself into scoring position. So a 1-out base runner at second base for Jamestown. The batter, the designated hitter, Jordan Singleton. Singleton, a big-bodied guy, 6'4" senior. Open batting stance in that left-handed batter's box. Little waggle of the bat above his head. Now he's ready. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Had a pretty good chunk of the plate there, not where Kenji wanted it, but the result was good on the swing and the miss for the Bruins. Again, a little groundskeeping with the spikes. And now Singleton ready, 0-1. Kenji steps off as Muzalar tries to steal third base. Greatly executed by Kenji. Muzalar tried to get that big jump to get 90 feet closer, but Kenji stepped off the rubber backwards first and then threw over to Scott Hansen, who applied the tag. So on the caught stealing, 1-5. That breaking ball. Called the ball. A lot of disagreement up here in the press box on that one, but it's 1-1 count on Singleton. That pitch catches the outside corner, now 1-2. No advantage to Kenji here. Let's see if he tries to get Singleton to chase. Lays off that pitch away, 2-2. Again, the lefty-lefty matchup. Lays off that one as the breaking ball sweeps away. Full count on this battle between Kenji Miller and Jordan Singleton. That breaking ball right down the heart of the plate. Singleton knew it, tried to get the call from the umpire, but that was right down the middle. The strikeout, the sixth of the game for Kenji Miller. No runs on one hit. There were no errors and nobody left on base. After 5.5, 1-1 remains our score. The Bruins battling against the Jimmies. Closing day of the 2025 regular season. First game of the year for the Bruins was right here at John Stella Field back on February 1st against the Hastings College Broncos. The Bruins won that one on I think it was like a 39-degree day. They were predicting it to be a little bit warmer, but it was a chilly, cloudy, windy day. The Bruins 17-4 win on their first game of the season, trying to finish the regular season on a strong note as well. Grant, Lacey, and Macaris, the middle part of the Bruin lineup, will be the first three to step to the plate, as both starting pitchers have been very effective. Ryan Radke and Kenji Miller. .59 degrees as we're at about 1:15 in the afternoon. And the Bruins would love to score one or more and then hold in the seventh to win this one. But let's see what happens. The first batter for the Bruins, the catcher, Logan Grant. Thanks to Micah Mullins doing a little PA action today. Grant pulls back on the bunt attempt. Logan with good speed. Sometimes you qualify that for a catcher, but he's got good speed, period. Here's the 1-0. Shows bunt once again, and it's down low, 2-0. Third baseman Cy Steele charging every time Logan drops that bat head down. The 2-0 pitch. Now 3-0. Logan trying to be the leading guy here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Will probably take a pitch here, but with his pop, you never know. If he sees a cookie, he might go to work on it. Yeah, and he's taking all the way. The pitch is low, so a leadoff walk on 4 pitches will put Logan Grant at first. Cue the courtesy runner. Jalen Ruffin will come out of the dugout. No, Ruffin will represent the go-ahead run for the Bruins. as Jake Allen will step to the plate.
Ruffin.
Jake, the 4-hole hitter, which usually means a lot of power, and he does have gap-to-gap power, but the Bruins not averse to putting down a sacrifice bunt here as well. If so, Jake's probably going to want to put it up the first base side. But first, another visit from Tom Hager out of the Jamestown dugout. This will be the third mound visit. Unless he removes the pitcher, then it doesn't count. And just recently, a right-hander has gotten up in the Jamestown dugout. What's his pitch count, please, Bill?
74.
74. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning, so both starters, Radke and Miller, done a nice job of getting outs without throwing a ton of pitches. And now Brandon Dislagi, the home plate umpire, will stroll out to the mound to break up the conference, and it looks like we will have a pitching change. I'm kind of surprised with that. But Ryan Radke's day is done, and we'll see who the new pitcher coming in is. Radke gets a nice hand from the Jamestown fans on hand. The new relief pitcher for Jamestown is number 15, Ethan Perry. We saw Ethan coming in at the end of yesterday's game as well. He was on the mound when the Bruins won it with the suicide squeeze. So Ethan Perry, the new pitcher. Perry, a 1-1 record on the year, a 3.86 earned run average. This is his 16th appearance, all of them in a relief capacity. He's thrown 14 innings, has allowed 18 hits, 11 runs, 6 of them earned. He has struck out 7 and walked none. So you got to like that ratio of somebody who puts the ball in the strike zone for you coming out of the pen. So Ryan Radke still on the hook, the base runner at first. Logan Grant's courtesy runner, Jalen Ruffin, his responsibility should he come around to score. That would be charged against Radke. Sidearm slinger is Ethan Perry. Perry, a 5'10 senior from Langley, Washington. So another Washington native on display in today's action. Bellevue head coach Dwayne Monlich's taking this pause to go talk with Jake Lacey, who will be the Bruins' first batter to face Ethan Perry. All right, one more warm-up toss for Perry, and we'll get back to the action. Again, a good trivia question for baseball fans. How many warm-up pitches does a relief pitcher get when he comes in? If you said 8, you would be correct. So Dwayne goes through a series of signs. Third baseman Cy Steele playing up a step or two in front of the baseline at third. First baseman Ryan Muselar holding the runner on. Pitch. Lacey puts it down up the first base side. Excellent job by Lacey, fielded by Perry. Over to first base to retire Jake. Sacrifice for Jake as Ruffin advances the second on the play. Bruins have done a nice job with the bunting game in this series. They had some difficulties earlier in the season, but done a very nice job here against the Jimmies. That'll bring to the plate designated hitter Aiden Macaris. Macaris 0 for 2 today, trying to refine some of the magic that he displayed in yesterday's second game. Alva trying to hold Ruffin close at second. Perry delivers. That goes off the back of the glove of the catcher. I think Madison got crossed up, and now he'll take that trot out to the mound and talk to his pitcher, and that'll be the third mound visit here officially, as you don't get charged when you remove the pitcher. So Perry and Madison will have a little discussion as to what signals to use. That could have really benefited the Bruins if it got way further from Madison. He was fortunate to keep it within grabbing distance. 3. Thank you. The home plate umpire, Brandon Dislagi, for letting us confirm that it's the 3rd mound visit. Want to know the count on Aiden Macaris. 4 runs batted in yesterday. Would love to have at least one here. Breaking ball stays upstairs. Again, a totally different arm angle from Perry than what you saw from Radke. So the Bruin batters having to make the adjustment of where that release point comes from. Perry comes set right about the belt and delivers. Breaking ball swung on and missed. That's been a little bit of Aiden's Achilles heel, that breaking ball sweeping away from him from a right-hander. Now 2-1 the count. Aiden sitting dead red on that 2-0 pitch, now 2-1. Again, a big hole on that right side of the infield. Again, the sweeping breaking ball, but this one goes outside. Open base at first. So Perry doesn't have to put one right down the middle of the plate here. Let's see if Aiden has good plate discipline. Find a pitch that he can do something with or take the walk. Comes with the fastball on the knees, strike called, so it goes full. I think Aiden was expecting another breaking ball there. Instead got the express. Nice location from Perry. Count goes full. Oh, big pitch upcoming for both Perry and Macaris. Goes with the breaking ball, and Aiden sends that one light height tower. Boom! A 2-run home run, the 3rd home run of the weekend for Aiden Macaris. That one got jolted out of here, and I'm not kidding. It had the height of the light pole out there in left field.
He didn't throw him the curveball there, though. Probably should have.
Made contact with that fastball and turned it right around. A smile on Aiden's face as he happily steps on home plate. We'll tap helmets with the guys on deck. And the Bruins up to a 3-1 lead, courtesy of Aiden Macaris' 3rd home run of the weekend.
Number 9, Elijah Tanner.
So Elijah Tanner steps into the plate, trying to follow up on that 2-run home run from Aiden Macaris. Again, we texted with Aiden's brother, who's a student at Jamestown University, said he was torn who to root for. First pitch, fastball strike to Elijah Tanner. Elijah had the first RBI of the game, grounded out in the first inning to score Jake Lacey. And the next 2 coming from Aiden Macaris on that home run. 1-1 the count. Hi, old guy.
How you doing?
Doing well, thank you. Bellevue Athletic Director Edel Hotak joining us in the broadcast position now. Swing and a miss. Good pop on the fastball. 1-2. Softball playing today, too? Nope.
They're going up to Dakota State tomorrow.
Gotcha. Softball at Dakota State tomorrow afternoon.
And they're our travel partners, so they 2 down here Friday.
Lined but foul up the first base side. Final weekend of the softball regular season as well. And where is the softball conference tournament?
Dickinson.
At Dickinson as well. So double duty for the Dickinson State Blue Hawks in baseball and softball, hosting both of those conference tournaments.
They host outdoor track also.
That's the next week.
Yeah.
The call, strike 3 over the outer half. Not what Elijah was looking for. The first strikeout for relief pitcher Ethan Perry. Anthony Lynn will try to keep the inning going for the Bruins, enjoying a 3-1 lead after that 2-run home run from Aiden. Anthony 0 for 1, a fly out his first time up, a walk his second appearance. Hit in the air to right field, Isaiah, I'll say the right name eventually, Isaiah Roebuck able to corral that one and retire the side. For the Bellevue Bruins, in the bottom of the 6th inning, 2 runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left on base. So the leadoff walk came back to hurt the Jimmies, leadoff walk, and then the 2-run home run as we head to the top of the 7th and final inning. The Bruins 3 and the Jimmies 1. Kenji Miller back to the mound for the home team, trying to get the complete game victory. We had like 3 different rounds of it. It hailed, then it stopped, and 2 minutes later it hailed again.
I was on the way home, got a bridge. They had the paper call. She said, nonstop for almost 25 minutes. Looked like a 3-inch snowstorm.
Yeah, our whole deck was just covered with an inch and a half of little hailstones.
We had that Hall of Fame flag.
Yes. Yeah.
C-50th and Saddle Creek did it again.
Yeah.
You see the dumpster floor?
Yeah, our car got caught up in that after the, it got totaled, so we were floating down Center Street. All right. Top of the 7th inning for the Jimmies. It'll be the middle part of the order. 5-hole hitter Tristan Madison, then right fielder Isaiah Roebuck, and left fielder Ben Patton. 5, 6, 7 part of the order. Kenji Miller trying to keep the bases clear. Don't let the tying run come to the plate. Here is Tristan Madison. A single and a ground out, his 2 plate appearances today. Kenji with 2 complete games to his credit so far this season. First pitch to Madison is down low. Kenji, the wind and the pitch. That one stays outside, 2-0. Again, trying to reiterate, keep the bases clear if you can, although the Jimmies have. There's a strike called. Over the last 3 innings, the Jimmies have gone down in order. They've gotten a hit in each of those innings, but 1 pickoff and then 1 caught stealing erased the guy on base. Just missing inside. 3-1 count. Let's see if Madison is going to take a pitch if he can here. Up, swinging away. Gravel, sliding stop at shortstop. The throw across the diamond is in time. Nick Gravel with a great defensive play. We've seen great defensive plays all weekend long. C.J. Townsend out nursing a hamstring injury. Nick Gravel sliding over from second to short today. Makes that big play to keep the bases clear. Here's Isaiah Roebuck. He's 0 for 2, a fielder's choice and a fly out. First pitch, called strike. A good start by Miller. Missing inside, evens the count at 1-1. Kenji gave up that 1 run on the solo home run to Muzalar in the first. It's been 0 since. Tough hop, Gravel makes another gloved hand save, but his throw is not in time. Logan Grant backing up the play. Took kind of a funny hop. Logan should have probably charged on that instead of waiting for another hop. It'll be an infield single for Isaiah Roebuck as he used his speed to get down the baseline. So the tying run does come to the plate in the person of left fielder Ben Patton. He'll have a visit with his head coach, Tom Hager. You get 6 mound visits per game. You get 1 offensive conference per game. Coach Hager has used a lot of them this weekend. And again, home plate umpire letting us know that is the offensive conference for this inning. Patton 0 for 2. Had a couple of hits in yesterday's second game. Miller, soft toss over to first base to let Roebuck know he's thinking about him.
I was going to go get
Chop, here's a chance for 2. 6 to 4. And a pick at first by Elsner. The Bruins turned the double play. It wasn't real pretty, but it was effective.
Only left for the Jimmies in the seventh.
And that will put today's first game to an end. The Bellevue Bruins win it by a score of 3-1. 3 runs on only 5 hits for the Bruins. No errors on defense. 1 run on 6 hits and no errors
3 runs on 5 hits and commit no errors.
for the Jamestown Jimmies. With the victory, the Bellevue Bruins go to 35-13 on the season, now 18-1 in conference play. With the loss, the Jimmies drop to 32-15, 11-8 in North Star play. So the Bruins got just enough offense to carry it through, and a strong start from Kenji Miller. Miller now 8-0 on the season. Only 1 earned run against Kenji in 7 innings. 6 strikeouts. And the Bruins take all 3 of the first 3 games of this set and will try for the sweep in about a half hour's time. That'll wrap it up for game number 1 today. Thanks again to everybody who sent along their text messages. And we'll be back for more baseball in about 30 minutes or so. Keep it right here on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network.